Welcome to Citycast Dailies. I am Vinaya.
I am Rakshita and here are the top headlines.
State announces new COVID guidelines. Revenue Minister says that of the 52 South African nationals who came to Bangalore, 10 are yet to be tested and traced. Our reporter Arunima Bharadwaj brings you the story.
The new guidelines involve wedding being restricted to less than 500 people. Only fully vaccinated people will be allowed to enter malls and theatres. Upcoming cultural events in colleges and schools are to be cancelled. The number of COVID testings in a day to be increased from 60,000 to 1 lakh. There will be compulsory testing for health workers, people above 65 and those with comorbidities. Wearing mask is compulsory and will include a fine of Rs 100 to 250 for not following the rule. He further adds that the winter session in Belagavi will not be postponed.
As the Omicron variant further spreads with 5 more suspected cases in Bangalore and 12 in Delhi, here's an update about it. India becomes the 30th country in the world to detect a case of the Omicron variant on Thursday. First detected in South Africa, the variant has caused alarm across the world. Doctors caution that the new variant is highly transmissible.
This virus is just spreading so fast, but it's not causing that much harm that you have to hospitalize or you're going to get that. Yeah, that's the thing. So no need to panic. The best thing is we can detect this on RT-PCR. It cannot get detected on rat.
WHO says that the preliminary evidence suggests the risk of reinfection with the new variant seems to be more compared to other variants. On international travel, they have advised countries to increase the level of surveillance and not impose travel. No death has been reported because of this variant. This is a report by Team Citycast.
Back to the city. BBMP Chief Commissioner says more than 200 contacts have been traced for each of the 2 identified Omicron cases in the city. Our reporter Shubhangi Mishra tells us how.
The contacts of the 2 Omicron cases are getting tested and sent for sequencing. BBMP says there are 3,000 beds available, out of which only 300 are occupied. COVID wards in the hospitals are being prepared beforehand.
We have reduced the number of beds to close to 3,000. 3,000 beds are reserved for the COVID purposes. As on date, we have close to 300 cases that are occupying the hospital beds, both in the private as well as in the government sector.
Doctors suggest not to panic and follow COVID-19 precautionary measures.
Yeah, there is panic among the people, so we should not panic. People not to panic and just follow the precautions which we regularly follow. That would be enough.
BBMP appeals people to wear masks and take vaccination doses to reduce hospitalization and transmission. This is Shubhangi Mishra reporting for Citycast.
Health Minister releases COVID risk allowances and updates the state about the COVID situation. Our reporter Shubhashri Mohapatra brings us more.
Health Minister Dr. K. Sudhakar announces Rs 55 crores as COVID risk allowances for medical staffs. In the view of the new COVID variant Omicron, he reviewed the COVID care facility in these medical institutions.
So that is why we have understood the importance of the Medical College Hospital. We have reviewed with all 21 medical institutions, with their deans and all HODs from their institutions.
Nursing staffs will get 2 months of training as the ministry plans to develop tertiary health checkups. The state is planning to form new COVID wards if there will be more cases of Omicron within a week. This is Subhashri reporting for Citycast, Bangalore.
Malls and parks of Bengaluru are not ready to implement the COVID protocols made by BBMP. Our reporter Yukta Shah tells you more.
Still, there are many people who are entering malls and parks even after not being fully vaccinated. BBMP on Wednesday had ordered with immediate implementation that only those who have completed both doses of vaccination will be allowed inside malls and parks.
First of all, I already completed. I'm not vaccinated. No, I'm not taken 1 dose also.
Having no fright of the new Omicron, there are many people in malls and parks who do not even wear their masks properly. The head of the mall say that they have not abided by the new protocols made by the BBMP yet.
Has had a hit on their income. So if you make the rules very strict,
people will stop going out. In with respect to the new virus coming in and all of that, we are seeing there is a drop in the amount of people who are walking in to shop or just, spend some time at the mall.
The malls and parks have not yet abided by the new COVID protocols made by the BBMP. There are people still there who are roaming around without masks and are not even vaccinated. This is Yukta Shah reporting for City.
See you after a short break. On the occasion of Disability Day, we'll look at what the issues people with disability face.
Welcome back. Dental treatment could be expensive. Quacks in the city offer treatments for a fraction of the cost. Our reporter Sai Chesati tells you the whole story.
There are more than 8 street dental clinics in KR Market that offers a variety of dental procedures and are not expensive. These clinic owners are unqualified and have no medical degree and they are providing treatment. Most customers come here because the treatment is cheap.
డెంటల్ హాస్పిటల్కి వెళ్తే వాళ్ళు నా పళ్ళు మొత్తం తీసేయాలన్నారు. అంటే అప్పుడు నాకు వీళ్ళ గురించి తెలిసింది. అప్పుడు వీళ్ళ దగ్గరికి వెళ్ళాను. వెళ్తే వీళ్ళు చీప్గా చేస్తుంటే నేను వేరే చోటుకి ఎందుకు వెళ్తాను?
In the hospital, the treatment costs up to 2,000 rupees, whereas in KR Market it is just 500. These clinic owners have learnt on the job and on the other side, they are teaching this treatment as well.
डॉक्टर के पास गए तो 3-4 साल का ट्रेनिंग लेना, 6 महीने में काम सीख गया मैं तो.
These clinics do not use any safety measures like masks, gloves, and they are not even cleaning instruments after using.
Poor prognosis will lead to transmission of infection from one to other. Because going for the cheap and instant treatment will come upon survivors. This will have serious complications in future, and the treatment is not going to long.
As this treatment is cheap, people are choosing for instant results and neglecting the side effects. This is Sai Chesati reporting for Citycast.
Persons with disabilities have a hard time accessing the public transport in the city. On the occasion of World Disability Day, our reporter Snehi Shah tells us more. Despite public transport systems having a few arrangements for differently abled, they still find it difficult to use the buses or the metros in the city.
It is very difficult for me to find out the directions. When you come to the visually impaired, they can't see the board, whatever that they have displayed on the walls. Definitely we need the assistance from the public.
Caretakers of PWDs often complain about the difficulty that their patients face when it comes to basic activities that other people can do with ease.
Hours they can wait because their front bus is there, they doesn't. Nobody is having time nowadays. That's announcement is very helpful to them.
While persons with disabilities face problems when it comes to public transport, an expert tells us what can be done to make their experience easier and better.
People are not at all giving importance to station accessibility plan. Metro stations design has to be so user friendly that people shouldn't depend on anyone to access the metro.
BMRCL has something else to say.
Everywhere that braille things fixed everywhere, and the tactiles are leading them to that. Until you go and ask how do you expect some people to come in?
Disabled people still await a better commuting experience in metros. This is Snehi Shah reporting for Citycast.
Schools for the visually impaired find it difficult to cope due to lack of funds. Our reporter Shriparna Roy tells you more about that.
There are over 500 visually impaired students in the city who do not receive high quality education as the schools lack in funds.
ಅಂಧ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಶಾಲೆಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಫಂಡ್ಸ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಂದ, ಬಟ್ ಅದು ಸ್ಥಗಿತ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸರ್ಕಾರನೂ ಕೂಡ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತೋ ಅಥವಾ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆ ನಡೀತಿರೋದು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ.
Due to lack of funds from the government, schools have to rely on private donors. But that too has dropped in the past 2 years.
ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇವಾಗ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಬಂದಾಗಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ದುಡ್ಡು ಅಮೌಂಟ್ ಕೊಡೋರೆಲ್ಲ ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸ್ಬಿಟ್ರು.
The staff and administration have also been working without proper remuneration. Teachers have also quit, which has led to a shortage of teachers in the school. Due to lack of funds, the schools also have to resort to old-fashioned mediums like Braille and depend on private donors to organize teaching on more advanced equipments. Vocational courses like art classes have also stopped due to the lack of teachers.
because of fund paucity, we have restricted ourselves to, if at all we want to improve the situation, we have to increase we have to initiate a few more activities.
Help of awareness programs, schools are hopeful that they will get more funding that will help them give better quality education to the children. This is Sriparna Roy reporting for Citycast.
On the occasion of Disability Day, the government plans to introduce more schemes and help the city become more accessible. Our reporter Sriparna Roy tells us more.
The Department of Disabled and Senior Citizens plan to revamp the city to make it more barrier-free.
Especially in Bangalore, so in government, so public buildings, so we have provided barrier-free facilities. So ramps, signage boards, and then even disabilities parking, and then tactile facilities. So all these facilities have been provided. So still, so we are going to give different type of facilities to the disabled with regard to the barrier free.
For differently able students, a new initiative of talking laptops is to be launched. This is Sriparna Roy reporting for Citycast.
See you after a short break.
Welcome back. Minister of Science and Technology, CN Ashwanath Narayan, says that Karnataka is on the path to contribute 40% of India's goal of being a $1 trillion digital economy. Our reporter Snehi Shah tells us more about it.
Ashwanath Narayan says that India clocks in an 8.4% annual growth rate, while other developing countries dabble between 4 and 5%. And this is possible because of the technological advancement in the country.
The real transformers, the real heroes of the current 21st century, it is all the technologies, the innovators. You are the real hero. The connect needs to be on real time. Without wasting any time, we need to work to get policy or in the terms of legislation, whatever needs to be brought in to facilitate for the growth of the industry.
Addressing the Bangalore program Beyond, he says that attention must be given to Mysore, Mangalore and Hubli as they are potential tech hubs and have tremendous scope of growth. This is Snehi Shah reporting for Citycast.
The Education Department announced 20% reduction of the syllabus for the 10th standard board exams. Our reporter Saili Patil talks to educators and find out more.
The schools have no clarity yet on what chapters are to be exempted from the syllabus for the exam. Teachers say because of the disruption of classes, the students have forgotten the basics. Teachers had to teach everything from the scratch and then move on to the other concepts.
Definitely it's a great benefit for the teachers as well as the students, because now the teachers can focus on those chapters which are involved in the examination. Better revision can be given to the students with this limited time that we have.
Students believe that it was okay even if the portion was not reduced.
It will not be so important to learn the chapters again because we are well versed in that and come to start. And it will be easy to go focus in main subjects which we are not studied.
Experts believe that it is a good decision because in the rat race to complete the portion, the quality of education was getting disturbed.
Because of quality learning time required, the content curriculum is spiral approach because that will be useful for next academic years, and non-spiral, which is not important from the future learning outcome, can be transferred.
The schools were expecting 30% exemption instead of 20%. However, they are satisfied with the decision. This is Saili Patil reporting for Citycast.
Karnataka Rashtra Samiti demands the scrapping of Anti-Corruption Bureau as they feel it is not competent enough to combat corruption. Our reporter Shreyashi Mukherjee tells us more about it.
Karnataka Rashtra Samiti wants Lokayukta to be strengthened and Anti-Corruption Bureau to be removed as it is not independent and has no power.
IGP is not competent because it is controlled by the government. There are 4 ADGPs who have been transferred, 4 IGPs have been transferred, 7 SPs of Bangalore, which is a major unit of ACB, have been transferred. How do you expect a free and fair investigation?
While Lokayukta investigates the corruption in the government, the Anti-Corruption Bureau, which was set up, took away the prosecuting powers from them. The Karnataka Lokayukta Chief Justice says their police have complete freedom to investigate and is also protected by them. Hence, it is safer to keep the prosecution power with them. The protesters will continue with their protest until a firm decision has been made. This is Shreyashi Mukherjee reporting.
Trains to Odisha cancelled because of Cyclone Jawad. Our reporter Rishabh Roy talks to passengers stuck in the city station.
12 trains originating from Bengaluru to various destinations in Orissa are cancelled. Passengers say they have no way to reach their destination and are in a fix.
सिक्योरिटी करता हूँ। कल घर जाने के लिए आया था
और अभी वो ट्रेन भी कैंसिल हो गई। रात में ढेर ही सोया। अच्छा, बहुत प्रॉब्लम हुआ। का पैसा भी ज़्यादा नहीं है, वही तो मालूम नहीं सर कितना दिन का बाद खुलेगा।
The station master says the passengers were informed in advance. However, the passengers say they didn't receive any prior information about cancellation. This is Rishabh Rai reporting for Citycast.
Team Citycast brings you more update on Cyclone Jawad.
Indian Meteorological Department says the cyclone Jawad will intensify in the next 6 hours, leading to heavy rainfall and is expected to hit the Orissa coast tomorrow. Fishermen are advised not to venture into the Bay of Bengal for the next 2 days.
ना एबे हमर प्रोसेसिंग आरंभ होउछि है ना रिपोर्ट आसले आपण जाके इवनिंग रे पाइबे।
Uluru Meteorological Center says the cyclone will have a marginal impact in the city. Only light winds are expected. This is Rishika Kashyap with Vinayak reporting for Citycast.
That's all for today's bulletin. Thank you for watching.
Log on to our Citycast website for more stories.